Let's talk about love, or more specifically, falling out of love. One day you're looking into each other's eyes, and the next, you're looking at your phone while they're talking. Maybe you're in a relationship right now where you feel that spark fading. Recognizing the signs early on is crucial. Burying your head in the sand won't solve anything. We're going to talk about 5 signs you and your partner may have fallen out of love. This isn't about pointing fingers, okay? It's about understanding, growth, and taking control of your own life. So let's get real, folks. Let's get real about your relationship and figure out what's really going on. Communication. It's the bedrock of any strong relationship, wouldn't you agree? When you first fell in love, you probably couldn't get enough of each other. Every word, every text, every phone call was exciting. But somewhere along the line, things changed, didn't they? Maybe you stopped sharing your day, your dreams, your fears. Those little everyday conversations dwindled, and with them, that connection you once shared. You find yourself scrolling through your phone at the dinner table, avoiding eye contact. Sound familiar? It's easier to tune out than to tune in. But let me tell you, that's a one-way ticket to Splitsville. Relationships are a two-way street. If you're not talking, you're not connecting. And if you're not connecting, you're drifting apart. Being physically present is one thing, but being emotionally present, that's a whole other ballgame. When you're falling out of love, that emotional connection starts to fray. You're physically there, but mentally you're miles away. Remember when you used to share everything? Your joys, your sorrows, your dreams? Now you find yourself holding back. Vulnerability feels risky. You start to build walls brick by brick. It's like you're living parallel lives, sharing the same space but existing in different worlds. You go through the motions, but that deep, meaningful connection just isn't there. Maybe you stop asking each other about your day. Maybe you stop making plans together. The truth is, emotional distance is a slow and insidious killer of relationships. Let's talk about intimacy. And no, I'm not just talking about sex, although that's a part of it. I'm talking about that closeness, that spark, that physical and emotional connection that makes your relationship special. When love starts to fade, that intimacy often takes a hit. You don't feel as connected, so you don't crave that closeness as much. Sex becomes a chore, a routine, or worse, a distant memory. Physical intimacy is often a barometer for the health of your relationship. When you're emotionally disconnected, it's hard to get physically intimate. And when you're not physically intimate, it's easy to become even more emotionally distant. It's a vicious cycle, and it can be tough to break. Start by rekindling that emotional connection. Make time for each other, even if it's just for a few minutes each day. Disagreements are a natural part of any relationship, but when fighting becomes the norm, it's a sign that something's not right. It's like you're constantly on edge, just waiting for the next explosion. Every little thing turns into a battle. Now, I'm not talking about healthy debates or disagreements. I'm talking about those knockdown, drag-out fights that leave you both feeling drained and resentful. What are you really fighting about? Is it the dishes in the sink? Or is it something deeper, something unresolved that's festering beneath the surface? When that volcano erupts, it can cause some serious damage. Instead of letting every little thing become a battle, take a step back and try to communicate effectively. And if you can't resolve your issues on your own, don't be afraid to seek professional help. Remember when you first met? You were excited, engaged, interested in every little thing about your partner. But now, that spark, that excitement, it's gone. Indifference. It's a silent killer of relationships. It's the feeling of not caring one way or the other. You're apathetic to your partner's needs, desires, and feelings. You might find yourself going through the motions, fulfilling obligations, but there's no real heart in it. This indifference can manifest itself in many ways. Maybe you stop making an effort to spend time together. Maybe you stop noticing the little things that make your partner special. Indifference is a clear sign that the love is fading. We've covered 5 tough signs that love might be fading in your relationship. A breakdown in communication, growing emotional distance, a decline in intimacy, constant fighting, and a creeping indifference. Recognizing the signs is the first step. Take some time to reflect on your relationship. Are these signs present? Don't be afraid to have those tough conversations with your partner. Sometimes, acknowledging the problem is the first step towards fixing it. And if you need help navigating these choppy waters, reach out. A therapist can provide a safe space for you and your partner to communicate and work through your issues.